Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K release of the Conjuring spinoff, The Nun. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. You can also find me over at Twitter at Movie Guy 365. The Nun in 4K has arrived. Now, recent releases with Warner Brothers, Crazy Rich Asians came out a couple weeks ago, and The Nun today. So it basically, long story short, Warner Brothers has kind of made this a little difficult to get our hands on it. Mostly because they were literally last minute announcements. Up until a couple weeks ago, The Nun wasn't going to be on 4K, and then Crazy Rich Asians before that, like they announced that back when, and just like 2 weeks before, oh, hey, we're doing a 4K. So you can only really get it on online retailers like Amazon, BestBuy.com, but also they were showing up in like Walmarts. So I learned my lesson from Crazy Rich Asians. I was able to pick that one up luckily, but I ordered this one directly from Amazon, showed up today, no problem. And I also had a chance to watch the movie again. Now, I did an initial review way back in my early days of doing these videos, and I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of the finished product of The Nun. This was probably one of my bigger disappointments for this year. I felt it was a great concept that they introduced in The Conjuring 2, and it kind of made it a little too many logic gaps, that kind of thing, and a little bit cartoony with how they handled Valis himself or herself or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to rehash it. It was okay. The reason I did pick this up is because of there's a few things that I really did enjoy about it. And plus, I don't want a gaping hole in my Conjuring library. Plus, I want to support horror in 4K. So for all those reasons, I elected to pick up the 4K. And one of the things I enjoyed about the movie in the theater, and in 4K it looks amazing, is the atmosphere and the set design. I think are probably one of the better ones I've seen this year. It looks spectacular. It's a very dark movie, a lot of deep black levels, and while their HDR is present, in a movie like this, it's all about the details. It's all about the little things. There are little subtle hints of lights, like when they're in the church at night and there's little red effects that happen, and they look really good. And the daytime scenes look very good. Overall, it's a very clean picture. There isn't any film grains, which leads me to think it was shot digitally. But it looks, for how it was shot and what they shot itself, it looks spectacular. It looks very, very good. I kind of wish they went the extra mile and added the Dolby Vision support to this, but I'll be glad with the HDR, especially since it seems like almost like a last minute kind of addition to the 4K library. But it looks great. I would sing the praises of how this movie looks, no problem. Now, where it really, really shines, in my opinion, is the Dolby Atmos. Wow. Does it sound epic? Oh my God, probably one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a horror movie this year. The ambience, the little sounds you hear out of your ears, the subtle noises that permeate through every speaker. And then when they hit you with the jump scare, which they do hit you, but I don't feel like they beat you to death with it. It's just, it hits you like a damn Mack truck. Wow. Like usually in these things, I am very gushing over HDR and 4K, but I think the star of the show is the soundtrack. Oh, it sounded amazing to me. I remember seeing it in the theater. I actually did see it in a Dolby theater, and I remember it being sounding very good, and somehow like it just felt more enriched being in my own little living room with a properly calibrated set, with the surround sound, the speaker levels. it just, I feel like it was a slightly better experience. Now, I know, you can never duplicate what you see at a theater and a Dolby cinema and that kind of thing, but while it might not have been better than that, for what, you know, we get in our own home theaters, it sounded amazing to me. It's just the little things, the little voices, and just the overall creepiness of the soundtrack itself is just, wow. Just it was amazing to me, and even though I was sort of dreading sitting through the story again, you know, it made up for it, because I get a beautiful looking picture, I get awesome sound, and I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me, but I think for what we got, it's an overall great package. I actually really think the slipcover it's subtle. It's pretty much what we got in the theatrical poster, and it's got a nice matte finish to it as well. And that's the rear. Anybody interested? Yeah. So, just this is a excellent 4K. If you're a horror fan, if you're a Conjuring fan, and even if you enjoyed it, but you're not sure if you should splurge for the 4K, I would say do it. I didn't really give the Blu-ray itself a spin, but I can't imagine it being able to replicate the black levels and the overall cleanness of the picture as it would on a 4K disc. But I would highly recommend. I mean, if you can hunt one down. I mean, as I said, in a few weeks they should be a little more plentiful to find in stores. I know Crazy Rich Asians hit the Best Buys this week, and they're floating around out there. So The Nun, you know, if you can't find it in a Walmart, order it online, or go to you know, Amazon, Best Buy, whatever. But yeah, I would if you're on the fence, I would recommend getting it. It's while the movie itself is, I'll say it, it's not great. It's really not. If you want some good demo material to really just to entertain people, what a horror movie like this could be, you know, I would say go for it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So yeah, leave your comments below. Did you track one down? Are you picking up The Nun? You know, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated. So until next time, this is Adam, the Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.